add the fractions. So when you add fractions, you have to get the same denominator. And we see that we don't have the same denominator at all. So first thing you do is factor the denominators to see what the denominators are made up of. X plus 2, x minus 2, and x minus 2 times x minus 1. Now you write the LCD, which is the least common denominator. The LCD is the least amount of factors such that the factors of the denominators of both fractions can be found inside it. That is, they divide in evenly. So what I mean is, you take a look at these one by one, and you have x plus 2, so that's got to be part of the LCD, because how do you expect this fraction, this denominator, to divide into the LCD if it doesn't have an x plus 2? It also needs an x minus 2 to be in there, because again, how do we expect these two factors to divide into the LCD if the LCD doesn't have them both listed there? Then we come over to this one. It needs an x minus 2, but we already have an x minus 2. So we move on to x minus 1. Oh, we need that. So now we inspect it. Do these two factors lie inside the LCD? Yes, x plus 2, x minus 2. I see it in there. Do these factors lie inside of the LCD? X minus 2, I see it. X minus 1, I see it right there. There's no extraneous other factors either. So this is the least amount that could be used. Now when you have that, you don't multiply it out. Just leave it separate like that. Now you want to build up each fraction to have the LCD as its denominator. So you look at the x plus 2 and the x minus 2. You look over here at the LCD. It doesn't have an x minus 1. So you create an x minus 1 in the denominator to make the LCD be there, but you can't just go around multiplying by the denominator unless you multiply the same thing in the numerator so that it cancels out and equals 1. Same thing over here. X minus 2, x minus 1, it doesn't have an x plus 2. So you need an x plus 2, and again you have to multiply it in denominator and numerator. And now when you look at these, they might be in different orders of factors, but all three factors are the same as the LCD. So that's your common denominator. Now all you have to do is multiply things out. I distributed, well, it was just 1, so it's x minus 1 plus, there's a plus, x times x plus 2 all over the common denominator. So you just go ahead and add the two fractions because they have the same denominator now. And you just write it in the order that the LCD was, in this order. And these factors are out of order, but multiplication is commutative and you can move any of these around, so it's okay. So continue to multiply in, distribute the x, you get x squared plus 2x, leave the denominator. Yes, you have to write this denominator every time down the page. Yes, you have to write the LCD in the denominator every time as you're going through the steps, because if you don't, you're going to lose it, and you'll be suffering from a case of the lost denominator. Okay, so then you clean this up and write it in decreasing exponent order, and this is your final answer. You don't need any restrictions because the original fractions wouldn't be defined if this wasn't so. You don't need any restrictions there. And the question always comes up, do you multiply out this denominator now? Well, if there are two factors, like just two, then you multiply them out. But if there's 3 or more, like there is in this one, leave it alone. Leave them. Do not multiply them out. So this one's done.